You say you are committed to ensuring the continued momentum toward renewable power, but how will you deal with not in my backyard responses to green energy projects and ensure that the job creation and economic development success of the Green Energy Act is not undermined? And do you really believe that a nuclear-focused company like Ontario Power Generation is really best suited to pursuing renewable energy projects?
Well, let's break that down into two pieces. First of all, dealing with the whole question of political acceptance of renewable energy projects across Ontario. When we were debating the Green Energy Act, I argued very strongly that there had to be much greater emphasis on community and local control, because when I looked at the experience in Germany and in Denmark, it was very clear that they understood that local buy-in was very important in terms of allowing these projects to move forward. At the time when we were debating, I said there had to be more resources for community-based groups. There had to be a focus there that would bring those communities along. Unfortunately, that isn't the direction the government took, and you're well aware of the conflicts that have been going on. We, in our program, propose maintaining the feed-in tariff for the smaller community-based projects, microfit, and building that political support across Ontario. We think that that piece, combined with working on ensuring that the quality of consultation is high, is a combination that will allow us to build a much larger portion of the population in support of renewable energy projects. As you're well aware, we believe that projects that meet the rules, that have proper setbacks, that don't involve any substantial environmental problems, should simply be proceeding. So community ownership, better consultation, maintaining the rules to allow projects to go ahead. We believe that that's going to be necessary to allow us to build renewable energy as quickly as it needs to be built. You asked the second question about OPG being involved in the development of renewable power. I should point out first that OPG would be and is and will continue to be a fully publicly owned entity. And so ministerial directives can give that entity, that company, its orientation. And our orientation would be to say to them, make sure that we meet these renewable energy targets, which, by the way, are much larger than the ones put forward by the Liberals. But I also want to point out to you some simple facts. KEPCO, Korea Electric Power Company, which is the partner in the Samsung Consortium, is a major nuclear utility, not just in Korea, but a nuclear developer around the world. I haven't heard anyone say that KEPCO shouldn't be involved in developing wind and solar in Ontario. NextEra is owned by Florida Power and Light. NextEra is one of the major wind developers in Ontario and is also a nuclear plant operator in the United States. Suncor, central to the development of the tar sands in Canada, is a wind developer in Ontario and in Alberta. We believe that there is not an obstacle to redirecting an energy company to develop renewable power. And for us, we think that if Ontario is going to be a significant player in the 21st century economy of renewable power, Ontario-based corporations like OPG should be deeply involved in developing renewable power. If you think that offshore nuclear power companies like NextEra and KEPCO can develop wind and solar in Ontario, I don't see how you can argue that an Ontario-based company can't be a central player.